Greetings from Edgewater Park in Cleveland, Ohio. Today is Tuesday, August 15th, 2023. It's about 11:26 a.m. You can see the downtown Cleveland skyline, and today I'm also joined by one of our regular viewers on Poko Traveler. His name is Robin Buckeye from the comment section.
Nice to be with you, Chris. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. So Robin he was visiting Cleveland, so he decided to say hi. We actually went to Rascal House a little bit earlier, and I thought it'd be cool to test my dual microphone system with him for the first time. So in a second here, he's going to go ahead and try to grab a picture with the Cleveland script sign. It is a little bit wet, so make sure you don't slip and fall, Robin. He tried this earlier.
Gotta say, I love Cleveland.
There you go. All right, cool. So we're gonna just do like a brief walk in Edgewater, and then, yeah, afterward, hopefully if the video is good enough, I'll be able to post it to the channel. All right, so we are going from the Cleveland script sign now, and we're going to do a walk through Edgewater and probably down to the beach area. This won't be like a super long video, but as I stated, kind of serves as twofold. A, it was cool to meet one of my regular commenters and viewers. I know Robin was he was like naming all these videos that I've done, and every time he mentioned something, I was like, oh yeah, I remember doing that too. But it's like so cool to hear a viewer who, has seen so much of your work. Yesterday, I was at the Feast of the Assumption in Little Italy, and right before I started my video, a person came up to me actually, and I didn't even have my equipment out yet, but they said, oh, excuse me, are you the person who does the walking YouTube videos? And then I was laughing and I was saying, well, I think I could be. And I said, is it Poko Traveler? And they said, yeah, that's the channel. I said, yeah, that's me. So that was, it's always cool to, hear you connecting with those people. But also it's nice to test the dual microphone system today, because I bought this microphone system at Christmas time with the anticipation of I wanted the option to possibly do walking videos with guests sometimes. So I in fact, before I continued the second part of this walk just now, I was previewing, and I could hear that the audio seemed successful, although you could hear the wind also going into the microphones.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day for doing this too.
Yeah, definitely pleasant day. I mean, maybe if the t-shirt would be with the wind a tad chilly, but not too bad. I'm on my lunch break at work, so that's why if I turn the camera around. See, now the wind is blowing, so I'll be curious how the audio sounds when I listen to this back at this particular moment. But you can see I still have my long sleeve dress shirt on, so very comfortable. It has been a little bit rainy the past couple days, and with the humidity on some of those days, it was harder for the rain to dry up.
With the wind, I'm wondering if it's going into the microphones too, or you can hear that.
Right. Yeah, like Robin was saying, because on some of my videos, as he was pointing out too, if it's a windy day downtown, I'll be narrating, and there's, because at the time I'm narrating, I don't know, I hear the wind, but I don't know whether the wind is affecting the microphone or not. So then I'll listen back, and all of a sudden I'll say something that I think is important, but you'll end up hearing the static from the wind. There are puffy little wind microphone screeners that I could use, and I have with me, but that's something I'll consider in the future, depending on how audio sounds in this video or other experiments that we do. Yeah, you can see over here on the right, they have a really nice and sophisticated kids area. Always one of the busier spots
beautiful playscape.
Uh-huh. So what were you checking out this morning by University Circle area, Robin?
Well, we went down to see the statue of the hand
Uh-huh.
and took some pictures down there, and it was very nice. Didn't realize there were so many beautiful things in Cleveland to see and do, and really enjoy being here and seeing all the new things, and I've learned a lot from your videos on where to go and what attractions there are to see.
Mm-hmm. And what's cool is that, like, it's funny because someone like you say you learn a lot from my videos, but like me doing itself, I learn a lot from that too, because when I saw that big hand, when I was like, that was me kind of seeing that almost for the first time too. So I'm seeing that and I'm learning about it too. So it's cool to be able to experience that myself and share it with, you know, a bunch of other viewers who have that interest. And it's always nice to see how the channel grows. I know you said you've been a big advocate of the channel and helping like spread the word to some of your friends, like, hey, check out Chris's channel. So I definitely appreciate that.
Yes, that's not a problem. The hand, my buddy actually thought it was Sting from the Addams Family, and we thought that was funny.
Uh-huh.
But it shows how far your videos are going, that other people can see this stuff, and then they want to come to Cleveland and experience it too.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's awesome. There's some people who view it who hadn't really been to Cleveland before, and then there's a lot of viewers I know on the channel who say they may have lived here like 10, 20, 30 years ago, and some of them watch because they just want to see what's changed over time. They can't make it back, but then other viewers, you know, say like, oh, I can't wait to, you know, visit Cleveland again someday so that they can experience all these things. But in the meantime, they always cherish the updates.
Yeah, there's a lot to see in Cleveland, and people don't realize it until they see your videos. Even with the ones you've done with the murals painted on the buildings, there's some beautiful murals here to see.
Mm-hmm.
And people have good cameras, they wanted to travel, take the time to come to Cleveland. There's a lot of stuff for them to see.
Yeah, that's a good point. Even one of the big ways that I discover a lot of these new murals is, I know you said you're not like a big social media person, but I have a Twitter and Instagram, and I follow a lot of Cleveland related accounts. So I think Downtown Cleveland, their social media account the other day was posting about a mural that someone was actively painting right now, sort of near the warehouse district, going by the Flats East Bank underneath the bridge. So, you know, that always makes a mental note in my head, because when I do a future video or live stream in downtown Cleveland, I'll try to remember, like, oh, I'll make sure I pass by that particular area so that I can highlight that new mural. I know there was one mural in Flats that I tried to discover during one of my live streams, and I thought I knew where it was located, but then I couldn't find it. Because I was live streaming at the time, I couldn't look it up on my phone. So I had to research that later on. And I still haven't covered that one, but one day I will.
And you had mentioned at one point that you still wanted to cover the script sign at Euclid Beach.
Right, that's the only one I haven't been to yet, Euclid Beach. I think when I was at Easter time, when I did the video on Jelly Beanville, I thought, oh, maybe I can coordinate it, because I think the bus did pass by Euclid Beach Park. But on that particular video, like, it took an hour and a half worth of buses just to get out there. So I was thinking, well, if I get off the bus at Euclid Beach Park and then walk all the way over there and then eventually have to wait for another bus, like, you know, you're further away from home, so it just would be like kind of a really long time. So I decided, I'll have to pick some other day. And it might be nice one day to, like, I don't know how bikeable it is there. I have to research that, but maybe I would bring my bike on the bus and be able to ride around. But yeah, it would be nice to grab some pictures from that angle. I think that's the only far east side script sign. The rest are just near downtown or west side or this Edgewater one that we started at. Or they do have the one at the Cleveland airport. Have you been to the Cleveland airport sign yet?
The airport was the one that on your video you had said it has the black background. And so we decided not to go see that one because there would be no scenery in the background when you took a photo.
Right. So yeah, usually it would have the black background, although occasionally they'll put a theme up. Like I think the last time I passed through there a week or two ago. And granted, it's still nothing special because it's just a fake backdrop, but they did put like almost like a summer setting mural behind it, making it look like it was summertime. But yeah, it's not quite the same as seeing the real Cleveland skyline in the background.
Right, yeah. That's why I like this script sign the best here at Edgewater Park, because you can see the entire skyline of Cleveland in the background, plus Lake Erie. It's beautiful scenery. And every day, depending on the cloud formation and how it looks, every picture's different.
Right.
Depending on the angle of the sun and the clouds in the background. Look how beautiful Lake Erie is, right?
Yep, there's the shot of Lake Erie, the beach. That's probably one of the top things that a lot of visitors seem to be surprised with when they talk about their visit to Cleveland. They're like, we didn't know Cleveland had a beach.
And that's the oldest tree.
Yep, the weeping willow tree. You may have seen it for a second on the video. Now the other tree's blocking it, but you'll see it again in a second here. Yeah, for anyone watching this video, you may think like, oh, why is no one at the beach right now? Well, keep in mind, we're on like a little lunch break here, so it's only 11:40 a.m. on a weekday. Believe me, if the weather's nice like this after like in the evening time, you'll see this beach be pretty popular. There's the tree he was referring to.
Look at the beautiful clouds above it too.
And then you've got the planes that often pass over going to probably Hopkins Airport.
But I like to point out to the viewers, if you notice the beach, there's no litter, there's no cigarette butts laying around. They keep it very beautiful, and it looks, you got the volleyball courts, everything is just so beautiful and so neat. There's some kids going in the water.
Yeah, it's definitely appreciated seeing how nice and clean it is. I mean, so when I was in San Francisco about a week and a half ago, we went to one particular beach, and I'm not knocking it all. It was still really cool to be by the water and the beach in general, but as you're walking through the sand, you see a bunch of like litter everywhere. And it wasn't quite as colorful as this. Like everything was like a dark, I don't know, the sand looked darker, the greenery wasn't as green. Here it's just you have the ultimate combination. You've got the pretty sand, you got the blue water, the green, the trees, the cloud. You do have a little bit of mud from the rain, but that's okay. It's not always going to be like that. Yeah, it just always forms a really nice
Got a nice
picture.
ship out there too to see.
Yeah, the ship out there. I'll try to zoom in. I'm not sure how much you guys can see it on the video, but there is a ship out there. Depending on the time of day, like I said, if you come at evening time, you'll probably see a lot more people out on the beach. You'll see people flying kites, more people using boats. All right. So even though this was only like about a 15-minute video, good for the test and a nice lunchtime walk through Edgewater, I want to thank Robin again for meeting me and having that Rascal House pizza with me earlier. So thanks again.
Loved every minute of it, Chris. Thank you very much. I enjoyed being with you and seeing Cleveland again and doing this video with you. It was wonderful. Thank you.
All right, awesome. Yep. And again, if anyone liked this video, feel free to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below, and we will see you next time. Signing off from Edgewater Park.